Well, hi guys, welcome back again to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you guys how I make up a mean cranberry apple turnover pie in my kitchen. A lot of you guys been asking me how to do a dessert, and there's this dessert that me I tell you it turn up in my kitchen Thanksgiving, Christmas, even upon birthdays, right? So I'm going to show you how me make up this thing. So if you don't want to learn how me make up this pie in my kitchen, you know, come on, alright? We're going to walk on with me. Alright guys, so let's go through the ingredients we're going to need for this pie. You're going to need brown sugar, butter, cranberry, apples, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of granulated sugar, baking powder, cinnamon, allspice, vanilla extract, and salt. Now guys, the most important thing to this pie is white rum, okay? If you have the Jamaican white rum, you use that. So come on and let's get this thing going. Well guys, let's start off with our dry ingredients. You're going to first add your 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Then you add 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and I forget to mention earlier that you have to add your baking soda. So I'm also going to add a half a teaspoon of baking soda in here. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of salt and a half a stick of butter. This one is a frozen, so it's just perfect. If you don't have this and you're going to use plain margarine, make sure the margarine is not soft. Or clean hands. So you just go ahead and you mix everything to here. Just kind of take it and mash the butter up, just like this. And distribute everything. Next thing we're going to do now is add the water to make the dough. Now you add the water in. Guys, please do not add all the water at the same time. Add a little bit at a time. I'm starting off with a cup of water. I may not use all of that, but I'm starting off with a cup. And I have cold water here that I'm using. Alright, so make sure. Cold water. I use the warm water and I kind of mix up the texture of the dough. Alright guys, so this is the texture of the dough. It's wrap it up in a plastic wrap. I make it sit for a few minutes. Not less than 15 minutes. You can either room temperature this, or you could put it in your refrigerator and let it sit for at least 15 minutes. So when I come back in 15 minutes, I will show you guys the next step. Well, here you go guys, this is the next step to the pie. Put your brown sugar in here, and that is 1 cup of brown sugar. And then I'm going to put a half a stick of butter in here. Alright, I'm going to let that melt, and I'm going to show you the next step that I'm going to do. Okay guys, now the butter and the sugar is melting, right? So what I want for the next now is add my ingredients in. I'm going to add to that 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And just mix that in. Make sure your fire is on low, because you don't want to burn up this thing, you know. And spin. Then I'm going to add my dried cranberry. Now some people like to use raisins. If you have raisins in your kitchen and you want to use raisins and you're not fond of cranberry, then you go ahead and use that. And spin. Then the next thing I'm going to do is add my allspice. I'm going to put a half a teaspoon in here. And I'm also going to add a half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder as well. And trust me, this thing, yeah, wicked. and just go ahead and mix that in. Just keep mixing up this thing. Next thing I'm going to add to this, guys, is the white rum. And like I said before, if you have the Jamaican white rum, you use it. If not, you can't use this. The island one, it's just as good. Just add whatever amount you want, but don't overdo it, you know. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of white rum in here. It'll kick it up a mean flavor. I'm just going to let this come to a boil, and when it comes to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and add my apples in. So see you back in a few. Now guys, as you could see, it came to a nice boil, nice and thick. That is exactly how you want it, right? Make sure it comes to a boil before you start adding your apples. So here are our apples. You can cut it any way that you please to cut it. And just make your designs however you please, right? But this is all I'm going to put my apples in. And here I have 3 apples. So this will be just fine. So that's exactly how you want it to be. So there you go, guys. The apples have been cooking for about 5 to 7 minutes on low heat. I shut it off because now I'm going to add the dough on top of it. Now this is what the dough look like after it's been sitting for about 15 to 20 minutes. I say 20 minutes. Use my hands because I want that thick crust. Alright, so all I'm going to do is open it up just like this. Then add it on top of the apples. So here we go. I'm just going to put it on top of the apples like so. And just bring it down into the corner. Now it don't have to be super neat, guys. It's going to be 375, 30 minutes. Okay guys, so the pie baked for about 30 minutes, but when I checked it, I still wanted the crust to be a little more golden brown, so I put it back in the oven and gave it another 10 minutes. So I will total it about 40 minutes on 375, okay? So I put it out and now it's nice and cool. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take a knife and I'm just going to go around the edges of the pie just to make sure that it doesn't stick. Alright, then you put your plate on here. It's just like you'd be making a upside down pineapple cake. And you flip it over on the other side and shake it out. And there you have it. Give it a thumbs up, like, comment, let me know what you want to be seeing me cooking in my kitchen next. From my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy! I'm gonna let this cook for a good 30 minutes on medium heat. Cover it up nice and make it simmer. And when it's done simmer, it's time for we eat. So see you back in a few minutes.
So this is in with your foundation, full coverage, you know, like bam. And last but not least, the last thing I tend to go for in my makeup collection is this palette right here. Let me show you what this baby looks like. It has a whole bunch of concealers. I believe it's $10 for this palette.